Imagine building the greatest ship the world had ever seen. It was April 10th, 1912. The RMS Titanic began its maiden voyage as the largest and most luxurious passenger ship ever built. Newspapers called it a marvel of modern engineering. People proudly described it as practically unsinkable. Everyone believed this ship represented the future of travel. Passengers boarded with complete confidence. Even the ship's owners believed nothing could go wrong. But that confidence slowly became overconfidence. To keep the ship elegant and spacious, only 20 lifeboats were installed. That was enough for only about half of the 2,224 people on board. Many believed additional lifeboats were unnecessary. After all, this ship can never sink. Then came the night of April 14th, 1912, at 11:40 p.m. Deep in the North Atlantic Ocean, the Titanic struck a massive iceberg. At first, many passengers didn't realize the seriousness of the collision. Some even continued enjoying music and conversation, believing the crew had everything under control. But beneath the surface, seawater was rapidly flooding the ship. Within less than 3 hours, the impossible happened. The world's greatest ship disappeared beneath the freezing Atlantic Ocean. More than 1,500 people lost their lives, making it one of the deadliest maritime disasters in history. The tragedy shocked the entire world. The Titanic became more than a shipwreck. It became a timeless symbol of overconfidence and poor preparation. The biggest mistake wasn't building an extraordinary ship. The biggest mistake was believing it could never fail. Because history has shown us one powerful lesson. Confidence without preparation can become the most expensive mistake of all. If you owned a mobile phone in the early 2000s, chances are it was a Nokia. Back then, Nokia ruled the mobile world. Its phones were known for being strong, reliable, and affordable. Their batteries lasted for days, and people trusted them everywhere. At its peak, Nokia controlled nearly half of the global mobile phone market. It looked like nothing could stop the company. But then everything changed. In 2007, Apple introduced the iPhone. Soon after, Android phones entered the market. A completely new era had begun. These weren't just mobile phones anymore. They were pocket-sized computers. People wanted touchscreens, millions of apps, fast internet access, and powerful cameras that could replace traditional devices. While competitors embraced this revolution, Nokia made one critical mistake. The company believed customers would continue buying traditional keypad phones. They underestimated how quickly consumer preferences were changing. By the time Nokia finally embraced modern smartphones, it was already too late. Competitors had captured the market. Nokia's market share collapsed. Billions of dollars in company value disappeared. The company that once led the mobile industry became a shadow of its former self. Nokia's story teaches us an important lesson. Success today doesn't guarantee success tomorrow. If you stop adapting, if you stop innovating, you risk being left behind. Because in business, the future belongs to those who evolve, adapt, innovate, or get left behind. Here's one of the greatest business ironies in history. Kodak invented the future, and then lost it. Yes, the very company that later collapsed because of digital photography was the company that invented it. In 1975, a Kodak engineer built the world's first digital camera prototype. It was a revolutionary invention that could have changed the company's future. But instead of celebrating the breakthrough, Kodak's executives became afraid. They believed digital cameras would destroy their biggest source of profit, photographic film. Their message was simple. If digital takes over, our film sales will disappear. So instead of embracing the future, Kodak chose to protect its existing business. The company delayed investing in digital technology and continued focusing on film. Meanwhile, competitors like Sony, Canon, and Nikon moved ahead. They embraced digital cameras and quickly captured the market. Consumers also changed. People switched from film cameras to digital cameras. Then smartphones made photography even easier, putting a camera into everyone's pocket. As a result, Kodak's film sales collapsed. Its biggest source of income disappeared. By 2012, the once iconic company filed for bankruptcy protection. Kodak didn't fail because it lacked innovation. It failed because it was afraid to disrupt its own business. Its story teaches one of the most important lessons in business. Sometimes protecting the past prevents you from owning the future, because innovation without courage is just a missed opportunity. Embrace change or be changed by it. Now, let's look at 2 business mistakes that cost billions of dollars. 2 companies. 2 rejected opportunities. 2 decisions that changed business history forever. First, Yahoo. During the early days of the internet, Yahoo was one of the biggest websites in the world. It dominated online search, email, news, and web directories. Then, in 1998, 2 young entrepreneurs approached Yahoo with an offer. They wanted to sell their search engine, Google, for around $1 million. Yahoo wasn't interested. The company believed Google's technology wasn't valuable enough. That single decision became one of the biggest missed opportunities in business history. Years later, Google grew into one of the most valuable companies in the world, worth trillions of dollars. The lesson? Sometimes, underestimating a small idea can become the biggest mistake of all. Now, let's look at Blockbuster. For years, Blockbuster dominated the movie rental industry. With thousands of stores and millions of loyal customers, it seemed impossible to beat. Then, in the early 2000s, a small company called Netflix approached Blockbuster. Netflix offered to sell its business for about $50 million. But Blockbuster rejected the offer. Its executives believed people would always rent DVDs from physical stores. They didn't see the future. Soon, technology changed everything. Streaming replaced DVD rentals. Customers preferred watching movies from the comfort of their homes. Blockbuster rapidly declined. Its stores closed one after another. Meanwhile, Netflix became a global entertainment giant worth hundreds of billions of dollars. The lesson is simple. Ignoring change and underestimating the future can turn today's market leader into tomorrow's history. Because opportunities don't always knock twice. The right decision today can shape your tomorrow. After looking at all 5 stories, one thing becomes clear. The most expensive business mistakes weren't caused by a lack of money. They were caused by mindset. The Titanic believed it couldn't fail. Its biggest mistake was overconfidence. The result? More than 1,500 lives were lost, and the ship became a symbol of human arrogance. Nokia believed customers would never change. Its biggest mistake was ignoring change. The result? Its market share collapsed, and the mobile giant became a shadow of its former self. Kodak feared innovation. Instead of embracing digital photography, it protected the past. Its biggest mistake was refusing to disrupt its own business. The result? It ignored the digital revolution and filed for bankruptcy in 2012. Yahoo underestimated Google's potential. It failed to recognize the future standing right in front of it. The result? Google grew into one of the most valuable companies in history. Blockbuster ignored the future of entertainment. It believed DVD rentals would always dominate. The result? The company disappeared while Netflix became a global entertainment giant. So what was the real problem? It wasn't a lack of money. It wasn't a lack of talented employees. And it certainly wasn't a lack of experience. The biggest enemy was mindset. History teaches us a simple pattern. Success creates comfort. Comfort creates overconfidence. And overconfidence prevents innovation. Whether you're building a business, investing in the stock market, or planning your career, remember these lessons. The world changes faster than we expect. The companies that survive are the ones willing to adapt. The ones that listen to their customers. The ones that embrace change instead of fearing it.
Adapt.
Listen. Innovate.
Grow.
That's how you stay ahead. Because the most expensive mistakes aren't always about losing money. Sometimes they're about missing opportunities that never come back. So don't let today's success blind you to tomorrow's opportunities. Stay humble. Stay curious. Stay ready for change. We've looked at 5 of the biggest business mistakes in history. Now it's your turn. What do you think was the biggest mistake of all? Was it Titanic's overconfidence, believing it could never sink? Was it Nokia, ignoring the smartphone revolution? Was it Kodak, protecting film instead of embracing digital innovation? Should Yahoo have bought Google when it had the chance? Or was Blockbuster's decision to reject Netflix the costliest mistake in business history? Tell us your answer in the comments below. We'd love to know which story surprised you the most and why. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more fascinating stories about business, innovation, and the biggest decisions that changed the world. Because every great success begins with learning from history's biggest mistakes. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.